One of the highlights of 2 Corinthians chapter 2 is when Paul directs the congregation in Corinth to restore a member of the church who had formerly strayed. Here's what Paul says in 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verses 7 and 8. You ought rather to forgive and comfort him, lest perhaps such a one be swallowed up with too much sorrow. Therefore I urge you to reaffirm your love for him. Paul exhorts the Corinthian church to take 3 actions of restoration. Action number 1, forgive. In verse 7, Paul says, you ought rather to forgive and comfort him. The word for forgive means to grant, to give freely, to forgive, to show favor. Paul is exhorting the church to freely grant favor to this repentant individual. They're not to hang this man's past sins over him. Just as God forgives us freely when we come to faith in Christ, Paul's readers are to forgive this individual freely. Action number 2, comfort. Comfort means to call to one's side, to exhort, to encourage, to comfort, to urge. The congregation is to call this repentant brother to one side. They're not to look down upon him or keep him at a distance. Rather, they're to invite him back into close, genuine fellowship. This will keep the restored individual, in the words of Paul, from being swallowed up with too much sorrow. And then action number 3, reaffirm your love. In verse 8, Paul gives his readers this exhortation. Therefore I urge you to reaffirm your love to him. The Corinthian church is to confirm, to ratify, to verify their love for this person. They are to choose to love this prodigal son who has returned, and to express that love tangibly. So Paul exhorts the Corinthian congregation to take 3 actions of restoration: to forgive, to comfort, and to reaffirm their love. In reflection, is there someone in your local church that is being restored? If so, are you doing your part to show forgiveness, comfort, and love? May God use us to demonstrate the forgiveness and love of Jesus Christ to any repentant prodigals in our lives. Thanks for listening.